Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. Now the sound is back. Apologies, everyone. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters, for joining us today on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored. I apologize for that little sound mistake. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we are just so grateful to have you here joining from Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Telegram. Um, and today is December 7th. We are going to talk about urotherapy. Where did the waste go? Part two on liver health, and part one was on kidney health. And we're also going to talk about chemical trails and chat GPT. And I just want to say thank you so much for Cardio Miracle for being a sponsor. And you can see those links below to get your Cardio Miracle extra oxidated health. Tastes great in urine also. And I'm so grateful to have Dr. Judy Mikovits on our podcast last year, so you could catch her interview in the playlist on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored. And our my first mission scripture gifted to me was Philippines 1:6, from King James Version. Being confident of this very thing, that he with hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And I'm so grateful to Kim Yater for giving me that, gifting me that scripture. And she gifted me that at Time to Free America in Las Vegas, where Jonathan Otto sponsored me to go and just share my testimony. And so I was blessed to share my testimony with so many people, so many news podcasters. And it turns out that Kim Yater's son also did urine therapy. And so you can hear me share my testimony and hear her talk about your son and get some inspiration to take your power back as well. And so I was so grateful to her. I always think about the scripture, and I remember that podcast in 2023. And so you could see that podcast and more interviews that I've done in the Hidden Knowledge Uncensored playlist titled Gloria's Public Speaking and Interviewed. Um, and don't miss out also on your Moon Made Botanicals. They have women's and men's line. Just beautiful creams and more, all natural. Perfect gifts for Christmas as well, and just a way to treat yourself and treat the ones that you love with an all natural products. I'm getting my daughter more to use these kind of things instead of using the makeup. The teens especially are just such into makeup and the whole beauty, taking an hour of doing just a beauty regimen on your face. But what they're missing out is um, the proper tools, the proper face creams without any of the additives and the venoms and all of these toxins. So start switching over, you and your family, to all natural products as well. And that's what I love to share with you guys. I'm so excited to meet all of these people at events and conferences all around the United States. And I got to learn about all natural products, and then I get to bring them here to you guys. And that is a blessing to be able to share with one another. So now also getting into our chemical trails. We need to actually probably just, instead of saying chemtrails, just call it for what it is. And they are chemical trails. We're being sprayed with chemicals. And I just absolutely love this new docuseries that's out. It's a free screening through December 7th as the live screening. And then, of course, all purchases of this video will go to the investigative journalists who are free and independent, who are being censored, who are bringing us all of this life-changing life knowledge so we can better take care of ourselves, so we can better take care of the earth, our friends, our families, just everyone, generations to come. And I know the intro of this the intro of this docuseries as well. It just hit me. Donna, I'm not sure if you got to watch it yet, but it's going to hit you too. This gal, a filmmaker, Ariana Victor, she is also from Southern California, just like Donna and I. And so we have all seen the effects of this firsthand. And we all have different stories of chemical trails all across the world, but she shares a little bit about what's going on in Southern California and along the West Coast. And so I wanted to share just a little bit of this docuseries and kind of some key points that stick out to me. And then, of course, the link in the description, the Just Don't Look Up link below in the description of the videos. You should be able to find them on all the platforms on the descriptions. Then you also can watch this whole docuseries. I strongly suggest. And if you can watch it tonight, it'd be a great thing to watch tonight before the midnight and get in on that free live screening. And also, don't miss out. Everybody. Okay, I'm not sure why. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to play a little bit of this because we really should watch. It's an hour and a half, so we can't take the whole podcast to watch it. But I'm going to point out some things that are relating actually back to some of the podcasts that we just had in the near future, near past there. I'm going to show which podcast it was here in a second. So let's actually just start though with Just Look Up, an investigative docuseries. Is our weather really being geoengineered? And so let's go. Oh man, no sound in the video now. Okay, guys, one sec. Let me see. I'm hoping that. Okay. Now let's see. I might have to. Oh, there we go.
Destructive in California history, every year to follow broke new records.
The planet's on fire.
People are dying.
This is a climate emergency.
I knew wildfires were devastating our forests, but amidst the apocalyptic headlines, I came to realize the trees I grew up loving were at far greater risk than I even knew. Mass tree die-off was happening long before the flames ever reached them. Between 2010 and 2023, an estimated 267 million trees died in California's national forests from drought, heat waves, and especially bark beetles. And it isn't just California. Apparently, our world is losing trees at a staggering pace, with 38% of tree species now at risk of extinction. We appear to live in a world obsessed about climate change and lowering CO2, but if our dying trees and freak weather events are showing us anything, it's that changes just aren't coming fast enough.
No planet B. Revolution is what we need.
So while there truly is no planet B, I discovered that governments across the world had a plan B, and this changed everything.
If you're anything like me, you've most likely never heard of something called geoengineering.
Can you repeat it?
Geoengineering.
Geoengineering?
Geoengineering?
What'd you say?
What'd you say? Everyone thinks I'm saying geoengineering. No.
In its simplest form, geoengineering is the deliberate manipulation of Earth's climate using technology. Solar radiation management is one form of geoengineering where they aim to block the sun. The acronym for this is SRM. SRM is a form of SAI, which stands for Stratospheric Aerosol Injection.
All the terminology can get a little confusing, so bear with me.
Stratospheric aerosol injection is a geoengineering method to cool the planet, where tiny reflective particles are sprayed into the stratosphere to reflect sunlight back into space.
Wait, ugly tech fix. You could spray something into the atmosphere to change.
Spray pollution into the atmosphere to stop it warming.
So in the end, pollution saved them all.
This here is David Keith.
David Keith is a geoengineer out of Harvard University whose program is funded by tech billionaire turned planetary health expert Bill Gates.
David Keith runs a scientific research group called SCOPEX, which stands for the Stratospheric Controlled Perturbation Experiment, as in perturbing.
It's an engineering project that would literally touch every living thing on the planet. People are terrified about talking about this because they're scared that it will prevent us cutting emissions.
Right, and also that it's sulfuric acid.
On June 30th, the White House released a congressionally mandated report requesting the study of 5 technologies, and they're focusing on reducing or eliminating natural sunlight from reaching the Earth. It's a very long title.
A long title it was, and in it they discuss spraying our stratosphere with sulfur dioxide from the back of airplanes, genetically modifying plants to reflect more light, and even spraying the ice at our poles with reflective material.
If we were to reflect sunlight to cool the Earth 1 degree, it would take 175,000 jet flights per year just to maintain that level. And you look at the amount of CO2 from the burning of the fossil jet fuel, and I think we begin to see the irony of the technology.
SAI not only didn't address CO2 reduction at all, geoengineers even warned about what's called the termination effect, meaning once we start, we can't stop without risking sudden and catastrophic heating, worse than the initial warming we started with.
You're playing with the grand design. Kamano Okala, like the life-giving force of the sun, generative power. To block it, to interfere with it, to interrupt it, is going to cause consequences, dire consequences that no one is prepared for.
Even Congress openly warns that solar geoengineering might irreversibly alter Earth's climate systems, and the possible side effects are staggering. Erasing blue skies, triggering acid rain, pushing ocean acidity even higher, destroying the ozone, which is Earth's natural sunscreen, and unleashing more frequent extreme droughts. It could also throw rainfall patterns into chaos, including the monsoons that billions rely on for food and water. The intention and goal behind...
Okay, and so that's where I'm going to stop that segment. There's one more segment in here that I'm going to play that was pretty... this whole show is interesting, as you guys can see, and it's sharing exactly what we've been sharing here on this podcast as well about the chemicals. So it is something that we all need to take account for, of what's happening and how the sun is being blocked, and what are those natural things that we can do to counteract it, as along with what are the things that we can do to stand up in the community against this. Or I stand up at Nevada state legislator meetings because that's the state I'm in. Actually, I've traveled across the United States standing in other state legislative meetings as well. Not on geoengineering. I normally have, most of my other ones in states have been from the vaccine injury and talking about health freedom and vaccine injuries. But I have spoken in Nevada on geoengineering, and unfortunately they didn't even listen or hear me. And they voted in to fund more geoengineering here in the state of Nevada. And so let's continue more on with just Look Up docuseries, and let's see what more. Whoops, let's see what more is being discovered here.
Right here, I know they're not natural because I watched them all form. I've only had 5 inches of rain in 5 months, and now it's raining right now, and I have the maps to prove it that all the planes were flying over today. I have it on my phone. Since I've been involved in this weather modification, I've been tracking flights. I was in 16 states in 24 months, and I noticed this in every state. But this happened to me today. This is July the 19th. I started seeing the streaks in the sky this morning, and they started spreading out, and it was one plane after another after another. And you can see he's just going back and forth, back and forth. This is not real, folks. This is white sky. They've blocked out the sun. That's what geoengineering part of it does. Not just floods, not just droughts, but they're blocking the sun out, which is critical, especially if you want to grow good food.
Under solar radiation management, using those nano elements of aluminum and things, it's designed to scatter sunlight, so less sunlight hits the earth. The sun becomes just a blinding blob in the sky.
Now you're going to get a weird looking sun, a weird looking color. And now you see these crazy clouds that have auric fields around them. People are like, oh my God, that's so pretty. No, that's horrible.
We pulled over because I got to show you something. You'd think maybe, hey, that's the sun, but nope, the sun is over there. So if the sun is over there, then what the heck is that?
And what is that another one?
That's bad. You're not supposed to have 3 suns. It's not supposed to look like a Star Wars movie up in our sky.
I heard they're called chembos. It's a chemical rainbow.
We need the sun for life. And if the sun is getting blotted out, then we all will die. So without the sun, we will not have photosynthesis. Without the sun, we will not have biosynthesis, which is what our bodies go through with melanin. They say it protects us from sun rays, but when you really study melanin, it eats the sun and it uses that energy and it converts all types of chemical processes in our bodies. One of them is called vitamin D. Vitamin D have over 50,000. I'm gonna say this again. Vitamin D have over 50,000 different processes in our bodies. And notice all Americans are vitamin D deficient. Another one is what you will call cholesterol. A lot of people don't realize that cholesterol makes up all of your sexual hormones, whether we're talking about progesterone, pregnenolone, estrogen, testosterone. These things are all converted or synthesized by cholesterol. So without the sun, you won't be able to procreate because you can't make cholesterol. And without cholesterol, you can't make none of the actual hormones you need to synthesize to make a baby.
I mean, it's a lot of women out here that's just, they just deficient in so many things, man. Missing so many key nutrients in your life. Somebody got to give you some vitamin D.
I can tell you what the problem is with these potatoes. That's called a moose. What's funny is I've got 4 different varieties in here, and he likes the sangria. What does that tell you about the moose?
Sounds like the moose likes to party.
He likes to party. The weather modification, cloud seeding, all of it is together. What happens is the weather is drastic. It's like flooding or bone dry. And I can tell you my neighbor didn't make any hay either. He didn't make much hay.
There's all kinds of discussion in the United States at the moment about the possible use of geoengineering at some future date to save the planet. Meanwhile, for decades, geoengineering has been used as a military technology.
The armies need to know more and more about weather that surrounds this planet is a vital part of the expanded research program of atomic weapons. We all talk about the weather. The Army is doing something about the weather.
As far back.
And so now you can see why it's so important and why I talk about the weather modification
1957, the president
and the chemtrails, because it is a chemical. It is sulfur dioxide, like we talked about a couple weeks ago on our last podcast. Podcast a couple weeks ago, and we talked about how Bill Gates is part of the euthanasia scientist talking about the weather modification is to help the earth, when in fact the chemicals are killing the earth. The chemicals are the thing making our earth hotter. And so it is completely farce to say that it's God making the earth hotter. Our earth is naturally getting hotter. No, it is those chemtrails in the sky. And unfortunately, it's so sad what I even realized here in northern Nevada and so Northern California as well, is that this whole last month has been nothing but chemtrails. There's not been any winter clouds. It's all been chemtrail clouds. And it's horrible. And this is why too it's so important to have energy technology that reharmonizes the sky and harmonizes the sky back from the cells, or sorry, not the cells, but the molecules in the sky. It restructures them back into God's divinity, back to distilled water. It restructures all the chemicals out. And so this is some of the last month here in northern Nevada, and you could see the harmonizer pushing those clouds, making sky blue. One thing I can say about the harmonizer and the difference between last year and this year, and some of you may realize that there is no blue skies, and with the harmonizer I actually have blue sky coming through the chemtrails nowadays. And so last winter, just like we saw in the video that we just saw, it's completely gray sky with no blue coming through, because what happens is those chemtrail lines, and they were just showing some of that. Those chemtrail lines, you'll see the clouds doing the lines, and then the lines disperse, and then creates what they call those chemtrails there as the lines disperse. And then as the lines disperse, the whole sky is gray. And here's a good picture of that too. You could see the chemtrail below, and then it dispersing. There's some more chemtrails. November 8th. So everything I just showed you right now is a 2-day period here. Here's a really good one. The whole sky is gray. You can see that the planes are still flying. They're not satisfied. But I'm so grateful that every day that this happens, the chem busters really do keep a blue sky. They've been spraying even all day today, but you guys can see that sun shining through my window. It's blue skies above my house and blue shining through these the chemtrails that they're making. And I actually took some photos of today. This was yesterday, because they're starting to do chemtrails in the night, so we don't see. This was at, let's see here, 5:53 in the morning. And so they started spraying chemtrails in the morning. And the reason also, you can see there too. And then when you wake up to something like this that is all, you could tell that, like, there's, remember a long time ago when you used to look at clouds and they all look different, and look at all this like pattern uniformity, and that's how you know it's not real as well. It's another key indicator. But it's so sad. As I zoom in here, you can see there's red light coming through. This was at sunrise time, and there's red light coming through there. And that's unfortunately, though, that those red light frequency is getting stuck above that 30. So the chemtrails are about 30 miles above the earth. And then between those chemtrails and the sun is where that red light frequency is. Those chemtrails are blocking that red light frequency from hitting the earth. And that's why it's important that we have red light frequency devices and machines, because without those, you're missing out on that sunrise and the sunset frequencies that we're supposed to receive. Here's some more of what they call winter and clouds, but You could tell it's complete chemtrails. And so every day this month, there has not been one day. And then here's another picture this morning with that red light again being blocked from the chemtrails in the sky. You could see the red light in the sky, but it's not shining through to Earth. It's getting blocked by all those chemtrails. So that's why it's so important. And you heard about how it affects fertility. So we are getting heavy metals in the body. Are we heavy metal detoxing? It's just so important that we are doing these things. And so going back here to our presentation now, we can see also sorry. All right. We could see going back to sorry guys, I'm trying to get this pulled up properly, but for some reason it is not oh my goodness. I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this pulled up right. There we go. All right. So last week we were talking about, or sorry, not last week, a couple weeks ago we had on November 9th, almost a month ago now, we had a podcast on God Made the Way, Navigating Deception. If you didn't see it, it's a great one to go back and watch. We talked about how Bill Gates and other geoengineering scientists are using sulfur dioxide, and what does sulfur dioxide really do? And then we heard in Just Look Up docuseries right now about the sulfur dioxide being sprayed out of the planes. And so we have to be detoxing from chemicals like sulfur dioxide and other heavy metals. It's just so imperative. And so we took a deeper dive into those chemical cleanses, heavy metal detox smoothies, and other ways of heavy metal detoxing, which also urine therapy, chlorine dioxide, red light therapy, all of those things are going to help you get metals out of the body. And so go back and catch that podcast as well to hear more about those chemical cleanses that it's just so imperative that we all are doing. And now I just have to share this very sad chat. Sorry, it's supposed to be Chat GPT. I didn't fix it here. Chat GPT, not BT. It's an emergency alert, and it is so sad. This young man, Adam Rain, of California, I believe he was 15 years old, depressed, used Chat GPT for comfort, for guidance, for emotional support. And what did Chat GPT teach him? Chat GPT unfortunately answered his questions to help him commit his suicide in a better fashion, if that's what you want to call better. And that's how you know too, automatically, that this is not God. Nothing godly would lead to a person's death. Death is the devil. Life is God. God is life-giving. God gave us life. God encourages more life. He encourages us to give more life, not to take life away. So if you're talking about taking life away in any kind of fashion, I extremely pray about that, ask for discernment about that, and ask the Holy Spirit really about if you're talking about in any way lowering life on earth, lowering life in any kind of fashion. That, unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you, that is demonic. That is euthygenics talking that way. That is not God. And it is so sad. This young man went to GPT and asked, they just had a conversation for months about suicide, and he confined into chat GPT to what is, I'm going to commit suicide. This is how I'm thinking about doing it. And he was thinking about hanging himself. And if he would have gone to any person, any human being, we would have instantly gave this young man love. We would have told him that, you shouldn't do something like this. Your life is precious. Because we are made of God. This chat GPT told this young man, really, you're thinking about that? Let me help you do it better. Oh, you're making a knot? Do you know how to make this knot? And oh, you're thinking about hanging yourself? Let me show you how to anchor your body properly, so you can fully commit the suicide. And it was so sad. This young man was found in his bedroom, tied exactly how the computer told him to tie him, exactly with the knots that the computer told him to do. And he committed suicide. That is the most sad thing. And I believe that this lawsuit is still ongoing. And I really, really pray that chat GPT, like that, this shouldn't be a thing. I could tell you too that they're forcing the university students to use this, and my daughter has even told me that she does not want to use it. She's at the university being forced to use it. She does not want to use it. Her and her friends do not like it. They believe in critical thinking. And then this is happening. And so I've talked to my daughter about it. I told her to use her discernment. I told her not to use this. And if she needs any help at the university, and this goes for anybody out there, if you need any help with your children not using these kind of things, please reach out to me. I would love to share more information with you, and even information with you so you could stand up against the board meetings that are forcing children to use chat GPT and not being honest about what can really happen and what are the dangers with this, and forcing people to use it. I just don't. Anything being forced as well is not godly, because God gave us free will. He has not forced us to do anything. And so when we start getting forced, when we start doing things that kill us, those are all ungodly things. And so really use your discernment, everybody. Talk to your children, because open AI, that's why it's called open AI. It's on all of our phones, all of our computers. When you go to Google now, AI gives you an answer. I've even turned AI off on my stuff, and I still see an AI generated answer. And then you could tap to get deeper in the conversation with AI. So all of our children, everybody across the world is hearing these things and seeing this stuff. So really talk to your children, make sure that they're using discernment or not using these things at all, like I've suggested to my daughter. And this is why too, it's so important. I'm going to get into also some emotional health behind urine therapy. It's time too that we talk about natural ways, even to emotionally support our body, along with the physical support of our body and spiritual support of our body. And that's how we have to help one another. And so I really do say a prayer to this young man, Adam Rain, and his family, his parents. May God bless your family, and may you rest in peace. Now, as we move into the liver health and what are the functions of the liver and what does the liver really do? And so I found, first we'll start with this 4-minute clip. And before we get to that, I'm going to try something new real quick. And if you guys are not on Rumble Premium, you want to get over to Rumble Premium. You probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech and puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, and it's an easy way to upgrade your experience with Premium, and you get ad-free viewership across all platforms. No pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scene drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble's offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, more content. You actually care about this. That's the deal. And please support. And you get to watch this podcast and many other podcasters with ad-free content. So get your Rumble Premium. Now, as we move into our liver function, I have this short 4-minute video here for us to watch. Whoop. Cannot. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is just some really good important information on what is the liver doing for function, and the liver destroys the toxins. It's not as the toxins are going somewhere, the liver destroys the toxins. Um, and that now it makes even more sense to myself, because our kidney and liver filters the blood, destroys the pathogens. I used to say, oh, maybe it goes to the poop, but we do know what is manure made out of? Poop. So is it our poop really full of toxins? I always was like, that doesn't make sense, because I know we could grow plants even from our own poop. I've seen books on it. So that is why our liver and kidneys destroy pathogens and viruses and the bacterias in the blood. So that, and therefore there is no pathogens in our urine either. And you can grow food with our poop. So to me, everything that our God given bodies give life, and it's beautiful. So moving in more than to how does your liver um, and emotions, how does emotions even affect liver health? And we can see more on that with here. And this comes from an article with Dr. Group. And that could be also found below in the comments or in the chat on the links. Most of our links, if you can't find them anywhere, go over to Rumble and they're always in the description video on Rumble. And I'm trying to get them on all the social media platforms, so you should see it in the description or chat on the platform that you're watching on, guys. And so then what is that hidden root cause? We don't even realize, but holding anger and resentment only harms you. Blaming remains easy, and releasing the emotional burden requires work, emotional work, forgiveness, practice, and consistent effort. These traumas create difficulty because they're deeply embedded in your liver tissues. Physical toxins amplify emotional toxicity. Mercury, aluminum, mold, and chemical exposures alter brain function and emotional responses. Parasites create mood swings, anxiety, and depression. The physical and the emotional burdens intertwine. Your liver holds negative emotions as tangibly as chemical toxins. As you continually clean your liver, you release past emotions, anger, resentment, jealousy. Your body doesn't want to hold negative emotions. It does want to balance purity, joy, happiness, and energy. And God bless you, Dr. Group, for writing that. It's beautiful. And now I understand even better, too, why I was able, also why my emotional health is better, why my spiritual health is better, why I don't react as quick. And it is also because urine is used as a liver cleanse. And now I'm also doing more liver cleanses, because I just am doing like Dr. Group. Every day I work on my liver Monday, do a parasite cleanse Tuesday. Let's work on another cleanse on Wednesday, and just moving through my cleanses. Or I might get back to a liver cleanse and then to the parasite cleanse again. And every day, though, I'm trying to cleanse an organ or cleanse parasites. And every day, though, I've been doing urine therapy going on 3 years now. So it is a chlorine dioxide, the red light therapy, all the things that we teach here on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored help cleanse and regenerate. And so it is beautiful. We can cleanse even emotional and jealousy. And a lot of that is done through our liver. And so more into the article, here's another article by Dr. Group, The History and Science of Benefits of Urine Therapy. And this really shows how we are made in God's image, because this is a God-given, each and every one of us have. It doesn't matter, money, rich, poor, every single one of us can be healthy and fed. And so uropathy or urotherapy is a method of healing disease by application of and use of one's own golden elixir, known as urine therapy. Uropathy was originally a spiritual practice rather than a method of treatment, then turned as a holy liquid. According to ancient texts, urine is more nutritious than mother's milk. We not only physically benefit from its practice, but we can spiritually advance because it is an elixir for our body, mind, and spirit. It's just so absolutely beautiful. And thank you, everybody, for purchasing with our sponsor with the power of elderberries. Get your elderberries, link below. Such a great thing to have for the immune system during the winter months. And now back to Dr. Group's history, science, and benefits of urine therapy. Urine is not a waste product. We were deceived. Urine is a product of blood plasma and its filtration. Blood moves through the liver, which removes all toxins and pathogens. Then the kidneys receive the purified blood and regulate the amount of salt, vitamins, minerals, hormones, and enzymes. Next, the antibodies, nutrients, and over 300 compounds are manufactured specifically for what you need to detoxify and regenerate. And researchers at the Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center's Institute for Regenerative Medicine have identified stem cells in the urine that can be directed to become multiple cell types. Reporting in the online journal Stem Cells, the team successfully directed stem cells from the urine to become bladder-type cells, such as smooth muscle and urethral. But the urine-derived cells could also form bone, cartilage, fat, skeletal muscle, nerve, and endothelial cells, which line blood vessels. This multipotency of the cells suggests there is a variety of therapies that you can do with your urine. This is just beautiful. An actual study that shows that the bone, cartilage, the fat, the skeletal muscle, the nerves, everything comes from our stem cells making them in our body. And so continuing on, urine surprisingly and easily kills viruses in strong concentration. It only weakens viruses such as polio and rabies, but actually destroys them. And this comes from proceedings of the Society of Experimental Biology and found in Your Own Perfect Medicine. And Your Own Perfect Medicine also goes on to show natural antibodies to the HIV virus appear in urine in patients diagnosed with AIDS, and also sufficiently concentrated, it will kill gonorrhea bacteria. And so all of those studies are found in Dr. Group's article in the description, along in Your Own Perfect Medicine. And everybody, thank you so much. And don't miss out on your gold and all of your heavy metals. This is a great reputable source. I've been looking for a really good gold source, and so I found one. We could even get free accounts with Alpine Gold. Start getting accounts without a social security, so nobody can come take your money. That's the one beautiful thing. And also, you now can have a bank account. You can have fiat money with it. You could buy your account in gold. And then now your account will be earning interest rather than the bank earning interest. You should be earning interest on your own money. And that's what I absolutely love about having an Alpine Gold account. And gold backs are just such an awesome Christmas gift as well, along with their light, easy to carry, and valuable. And so it's something that you can also back your money up with real gold, real value. We all know that the the dollar's trying to be crashed, and the value of our fiat money is going down. And so it's always good to have a backup plan and to have multiple different sources of your money. So when one crashes, you're not completely stranded, or that's why I like having multiple things right now. But you know, the value in how gold is rising, and silver for that, you could get silver as well. But the value in gold rising, you're making interest off of yourself, which is how it really should be. And so I hope everybody's enjoying those. Let me know in the chat. And then we hear back to Dr. Group's urotherapy article. Here we see that urine is capable of controlling a wide range of food, environmental, and chemical allergies. Dr. CMW Wilson, Department of Geriatric Medicine, Law Hospital, stated that one. And then we see, and all of these can also be found in Your Own Perfect Medicine. That's why Your Own Perfect Medicine, we all talk about others to read that, because there's so much science-based research and studies in that book. There's so many, more than I could count, at least 50 to 100 or more. So that's what urine therapy, has been used in clinical settings for a long time. We are just censored from that information. And so here too, in Your Own Perfect Medicine, from the American Review of Tuberculosis, they found that urine is capable of killing or stopping the growth of bacteria that causes tuberculosis. Okay, so see, this is why I love urine therapy. We just went over so many different things that urine can do for you. So I could tell you if I got tuberculosis, but I know I won't, because I'm already drinking so much of my urine. I'm doing the antiviral, antibacterial every day. So I know I'm killing all of the bacteria, the viruses. I know I'm not going to get tuberculosis. I'm like, the fear of these things is gone now, because I know that God gave us everything to stay healthy, and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing others do it. And so you really can stay clear of these things with our urine. And I would love for you guys to use my playlist. I have a urine therapy playlist. When you go over to Rumble, that's where everything is housed. All the going on 3 years of podcasting, and so you can find all of those resources there in urine therapy, along with, if you haven't seen my featured interview with Dr. Group, that is just such a great place for everybody to start. Or even if you haven't watched that interview in a while, I still go back and watch it, and I learn every time as well, because there's just, we share so much information with one another, and Dr. Group shares so much as well. Or, you're changing the way that you do urine therapy as you learn and grow about it. And me as well, even 3 years of urine therapy, I still am learning and changing the way I do it, or incorporating it differently. And that's why I love to go back and watch these podcasts, and because it reminds me too, oh yeah, I can use it that way. And then knowing that all of your urine is good, so you can just use it in so many different ways, and not to be scared or nervous about it. And so moving into the methodology, you can use it topically, internally, enemas, foot baths, regular baths. Did you know you could even use your urine in the garden to grow food and natural pesticide ingredient? We had a gal in the last podcast a couple weeks ago in urine therapy share with us that she did use it in her garden, and she yielded something like 300 pounds of vegetables from her garden that year. So just absolutely miraculous. You could always also dilute it down with water. Sometimes the urine may be a little strong for the garden, so you can put a 10-to-1 water to urine. So amount of urine, and then put 10 times the water in that, and then use that in the garden. So it will be a more gentler way, but then it will not only help your garden produce more fruits and vegetables, but it's actually going to also help those fruits and vegetables get the nutrients that you exactly need. So then your fruits and vegetables are going to be more nutritious, full of all those vitamins and enzymes, specifically to what your urine, what your body needs, what those fruits and vegetables will give you. And it's just so beautiful. The whole circle of life with urine therapy. And so here's some 5 tips on methodology with urine therapy. All your urine is good and is not a toxin. And like Jonathan says, it's only waste if you waste it. And so you could drink all your urine. Even if you take medications, just wait an hour before or after taking medication to drink your urine. The cleaner your urine, the cleaner your diet is, the better your urine will taste. So it doesn't matter if my urine is dark or light, tastes good, tastes bad. Especially when I was trying to heal, if I get sick, if I'm traveling, I just drink my urine no matter what. Cloudy, non-cloudy, dark, light. It doesn't matter because all of our urine is good. Our diet, our water. Are you eating genetically modified food? Are you drinking tap water full of all of those chemicals, parasites, venoms, and more? All of that thing, the combination of toxins is going to affect the way that it tastes, but it doesn't mean it's toxic. All the nutrition, all the stem cells, the valuable urine elixir is still potent in there for you. And so but if you're like, oh, my urine tastes so bad, those are the key indicators, and how a way to analyze your body, like start looking at how can I change my diet then? How can I lower other toxins in my body or in my environment? And then you'll start to notice your urine tasting better and looking cleaner. When you go to age your urine or supercharge your urine, like I like to say, I always like to cool my urine off all the way before I close a lid, if I use a lid on it. Sometimes I use like a soft lid or a cheesecloth type of thing. So it's like air, but nothing gets inside. But I end up, especially when I go to age for long times, months, even years. I have some age urine for years now. Those ones, I do close with the lid, but I always make sure it's not a lid that rusts. So that's also a thing. Don't get a lid that rusts. If you see the lid starting to rust, then you need to switch out that lid. Go with a BPA-free plastic lid or something, or figure something else out, but do not use any lids that rust, because that means that there's a toxin on that lid. Lids are not, they're not what's it called, like FDA approved or regulated. Regulated. Lids are not regulated, and that's why most of metal lids on the mason jars are toxic. So I end up throwing them out, and I get BPA free plastic lids for my urine therapy, and I find those work really well. Or Dr. Group's jars. Dr. Group's jars don't also, what do you know? All of even his lids are non-toxic. They're the only metal lids that don't get toxic on them that I've seen. But so those are the ways that I supercharge my urine. And then I find too, because if you close a lid with urine while it's like fresh and hot, when you go to age it and open it the next time, it's going to be so strong. It's going to be so hard for you to work with. And that's why I cool it all the way down and then put the lid on it. And then it doesn't get that way. Number 4, my 4th tip here is to use as much urine as you can. You can never have too much. And the more you have, the better. If a small amount is all you can handle, that's great too. Keep it up. And then if you can add a little bit more to work your way up into doing more urine, it's only going to benefit you more. Why stop at 100 stem cells if we could drink 5 times a day and get 500 stem cells? Or if you can handle just a 24-hour supercharge of your urine, now you're talking hundreds of thousands of stem cells. Another way to help with that is just to mix it into a smoothie. Mix it with Cardio Miracle. I promise you it goes down great. You'll love it. And so urine therapy, our 5th tip, urine therapy is a lifestyle, and cleansing and regeneration takes time. So it's an ongoing, and it could be different from each individual. Healing and regenerating in general takes time, even with urine therapy. So just give yourself the grace and love and positive feelings and thinking. Tell yourself, I am healing. Thank you, Jesus, for healing me. Instead of, I'm not healing, or why am I not healing? This isn't, I can't heal ever. If you tell your body that and tell yourself that, that will be. You cannot tell I'm not healing and heal. It doesn't work that way. I could tell you that when I started seeing what urine therapy was doing to my body, I started thanking Jesus for my urine, even when I don't collect it. Even when I go to the bathroom and I don't collect it, I'm thanking God. Thank you for creating me this way. I know I have this whenever I need it. And I am so grateful. And I started thanking God for healing my body, and take that frequency into your body and into your healing. And so what are some of my favorite urotherapy methods? I love topical healing, and I have something here that I call Glows Gold. And so that's just in my spray bottle, so it makes it really easy. I love to go hiking with it in the summer times when it's a little warmer out. And so you have your skin in the sunshine and use those stem cell therapy, antioxidants, the antibodies, and more just directly onto your skin, letting your skin be in the sun with that. And then in the winter months, I do it before I red light therapy. And so I love using the red light and the urine therapy together, just like we've seen with NIH. And then internal, I drink it every day. So that's one of my top methods as well. And then I've started exploring Dr. Group's, it says Basti enema there. It's his baby enema protocol that is in the description of our interview we did on our featured interview on Hidden Knowledge Uncensored. So you could see that protocol there in the description of that podcast. And then foot bath. I love doing urine therapy foot baths. And so I'll get my foot bath with borax, Epsom salt, essential oils, apple cider vinegar, and I'll always also include either a cup of fresh urine or a quarter cup of aged urine, sometimes more, but at least those amounts of urine in my foot bath. And it is just so great. I absolutely love it. And so you guys don't want to miss out. You can see more on urine therapy as well with Dr. Group and Jonathan Otto on their websites, urotherapyresearch.com and urinetherapy.com. And did you guys also know, though, that urine can also cleanse your liver? So we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but the urine can also help you cleanse your liver. And so on urinetherapy.com and urotherapyresearch.com, if you go to, I believe it's not methods, but it's like they have a spot where that shows all of the diseases and such that can be healed with urine, and liver complaints is under there. And so what Dr. Group suggests for a liver, if anything is going on with your liver, you can do a compress to the liver area, meaning you could get a towel or any kind of thing and just soak it with urine and put that towel across your liver. Drinking of the urine is going to help, and also an enema is going to help as well. You can use homeopathic drops. You can use fresh urine drops under the tongue. And then there's also some herbal supports, natural herbal supports that you could do. Mixture A would be origami with chicory and dandelion. And mixture B would be with dandelion, elderflowers, corn silk. And then there's a mixture C here as well, with dandelion, barberry, and fumitory. And the above mixtures are only mild to stimulate the liver more intensively. Wormwood and century may be added to the mixture of both. And so those are some natural ways to support your liver. 100% natural and healthy, no chemicals, no additives. And that's all I do nowadays. No chemicals and no additives. And what if you guys are not ready for urine therapy? Or what if you also want to add on an extra liver support with your liver therapy, which is what I do. I did go through a point though, and Donna could verify and remember, when I started urine therapy, I just wanted to see what urine did. And so I stopped supplementing and I only did urine therapy and healed. And so I know the power of our urine. I know that our urine can sustain everything. But now we are living in a time where we're just under so much attack that, and I have so many beautiful supplements from Healing for the Ages and all these wonderful conferences I've gone to. I've given a lot of my stuff out as gifts and for family and for friends, but I still have a lot left as well. And so I'm just going to start supplementing. I've been doing Dr. Group's liver cleanse. I've been doing Jonathan Otto's Purify cleanse. I'm going to move back into rotating between Jonathan's and Dr. Group's parasite cleanses, just so the parasites don't get used to anything. But here are some beautiful liver cleanses that you guys can also take advantage of and add in. I love Dr. Group's Global Healing Liver Cleanse program, full of a liver cleanse, oxy powder, gut health, Epsom salt, just your whole package there to support liver cleansing while getting moving your digestive, so everything is just flowing properly. And then Jonathan Otto's Well of Life Pure Cellular Cleanse is also a beautiful program as well. You get a liver and kidney support, lymph flow, and some digestive enzymes. So both programs I would fully support, all natural, no additives, supplements that you're not going to find on your local shelf. So we need to get back to all natural, no additives supplements. So then we're supporting the body with nutrition and cleansing and not adding anything extra on top of all the other things that we have to cleanse, detox from. Including the chemtrails, the water, the air, the food. There's so many things that we need to detox from. So we need to give our body the proper things, no extra toxins. So get those products and enjoy your health and your liver cleansing to the best and natural ability that you can. And I would just absolutely love for you guys to join me more in health coaching. You can always email me and learn more about transformation coaching at hiddenKnowledgeUncensored@gmail.com. And we will also continue to share more about that as well. And I just wanted to... I meant to share this earlier when I was sharing stuff on the chemtrail photos, because last week I shared the inside of my distiller when we were talking about Dr. Ely, and he was telling us about distilling the water and such, and I showed the inside of my distiller. Well, this week my distiller looks so gross, and it's been chemical trails every single day. I'm like, is this what winter is this year? Just chemtrail? There's not one single cloud. It's warm out. The sun is shining unless they're blowing chemtrails. So it's like, is this what winter? It's not what winter is, because God made winter. Snow is natural, but just not when we're making it from chemicals. And so this is what the inside of my distiller looks like today. And it is just so gross. So gross. It's like caked and lined with all of those white dots everywhere. I had to do a full deep cleaning. The top of my distiller is even caked with the white dots. It is so disgusting. So my liver video had no sound. What? Oh my goodness. I am definitely going to have to play the liver video again if it had no sound. Oh no. I'm so sorry, guys. yeah, it's really important you guys hear what that liver video has to say. And so let me go back to that and let's share that liver video one more time, because the functions of the liver is just so important to know where those toxins are going. And because now I just understand so much better about the liver and where the liver destroys toxins. It's not that the toxins are being sent somewhere. The liver destroys toxins. So and that's why it all makes sense now to me. Because we can grow food from manure, which is poop. So are there toxins in our food? If we can grow food and if it's life-giving, then I don't think that there's toxins in our poop. I think everything from our body is given by God and is beautiful, and is life-giving. And that's how you know that something is godly. Is it life-giving or is it satanic and taking life away? It's a key indicator. And where I go now with my discernment and what do I choose in life? I choose life and what is giving life and not what is taking life away. And here Donna is saying that in her distiller, she always has white dots on the top like that. And oh my goodness, Donna, that just shows too, like how bad the water is in Southern California. It is just so, so bad. It's just so imperative that we're doing things like distilling, and it shows why you should not be drinking from the tap water. Whatever you guys do, don't be drinking tap water anymore. Those white dots are going inside of your body. You don't even see them in a glass of water. But when we distill our water, you see all the chemicals left behind. And it is like, I'm thankful every time. I bet you are too, Donna. Every time I drink distilled water and I see all those white dots in there, I'm so thankful that I'm not drinking that. And then Donna does the holy water routine. As we learned from Healing for the Ages, she runs it through her Berkey first. And so that's another way. You run it through the Berkey, and then you distill it, and then you can structure it with the harmonizers or structures like we learned from Erin, or you could buy structures as well. And so, yeah, it's just so imperative that we're getting hit with all of these toxins through the air, through the water, through the food, through medication, whatever it is, we're getting toxins into our body. And that's why it's so imperative that we're doing these natural things to cleanse and regenerate our body as well. It's just imperative moving forward. And that's why I teach it as a lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. We have to be living this lifestyle, unfortunately, nowadays. And it takes me also, we're going to get to the liver movie here in a sec. It takes me also to upcoming podcasts that we're going to do too. A little bit on the transformation, the transhumanism agenda that Dr. Group also talked about in Healing for the Ages. And I realized that it may be the first time that some of us are hearing that word, transhumanism, and maybe some of us have also heard about it and are aware of it. And either way, we all can learn more about it and learn more ways of, why it's so imperative to do urine therapy as well against the transhumanism agenda. And so we'll also be adding that podcast in coming up soon as well too, because it is just so important. So I'm going to try to play this, and hopefully the sound will be coming through this time. And I apologize, guys, that the sound wasn't there last time. So let's play this again. Thank you, guys.
The liver is one of 5 vital organs, which means it is necessary to keep you alive. The other vital organs are the brain, heart, lungs, and kidneys. Amazingly, only 1/3 of your liver is needed to maintain normal functioning. This organ performs over 500 vital tasks, and this video will discuss some of the most important ones. The liver is the human body's second heaviest organ. It has 4 lobes: right, left, caudate, and quadrate. These lobes contain 1 million hexagonally shaped hepatic lobules. Lobules are the functional unit of the liver, meaning that they are the smallest structures capable of performing the liver's tasks. Lobules are made up of hepatocytes. A key task of the liver is to filter blood. At any given time, the liver contains 13% of your blood volume. Freshly oxygenated blood comes down from the heart's aorta and enters the left and right hepatic arteries to supply the liver. Blood leaves the liver by the hepatic vein and goes through the inferior vena cava back to the heart. Then circulation starts anew. The liver also receives blood through the portal vein from the gastrointestinal tract. It filters this blood to remove pathogens and toxins like alcohol and drugs. The liver and kidneys are the only detox your body will ever need. The filtered blood leaves the liver via the hepatic vein. The liver filters more than just toxins. It also houses Kupffer cells, which are a kind of immune cell called a tissue macrophage. Kupffer cells make up 80 to 90% of the body's tissue macrophages. Kupffer cells remove and destroy old, or senescent, red blood cells. Red blood cells live for around 120 days before this happens. Kupffer cells destroy red blood cells through phagocytic action, and the hemoglobin within them gets recycled. Kupffer cells also destroy pathogens, which can enter through the portal vein. They sense bacteria, or endotoxins, which are toxic substances bound to the bacterial cell wall and released when the bacterium ruptures or disintegrates. Upon detection, the Kupffer cells attack, releasing cytokines, nitric oxide, and oxygen species to destroy the pathogens. The liver also produces many of the clotting factors needed to help seal your wounds. Clotting factors are the reason you don't bleed to death when you get a small cut. Coagulation, or clotting, is the process by which blood thickens from a liquid to a gel. Coagulation is part of hemostasis, the process that causes bleeding to stop. Hemostasis begins when blood comes into contact with a foreign surface, which happens when a blood vessel is damaged. Yet another role the liver plays is for digestion. It helps digest fats by making bile, and it helps with vitamin absorption. Bile gets produced by hepatocytes within liver lobules and then gets stored in the gallbladder. From there, it goes into the duodenum, where it helps to digest and absorb fat and fat-soluble vitamins. Bile breaks down fats into fatty acids, which can be taken into the body by the digestive tract. Vitamins A and D are fat-soluble vitamins that depend on bile salts for absorption. The liver and the pancreas work together to control blood glucose levels. When glucose levels are low, the pancreas releases glucagon. Glucagon breaks down liver glycogen to glucose, which is released into the bloodstream, raising blood glucose levels. When blood glucose levels are high, the pancreas sends out insulin. Insulin stimulates the liver to store glucose in the form of glycogen. It also tells the body's cells to take glucose from blood, either to use as energy or to store for future use. This results in lower blood glucose levels in the bloodstream.
Okay. All right. And so when we went over this stuff earlier, but if you guys do want to learn more with me, you can email me at hiddenKnowledgeUncensored@gmail.com. But it's just so extraordinary what our liver does. It really does just, it takes care of all the toxins. It eliminates them. And so really everything that comes out of our body is just life-giving. And so it's just such a beautiful thing. Thank you again, everybody, for being with me today. We do have, there is one more offer here that I can chat up about. And let's see. Did you guys know we can? Let's be clear. Cryptocurrency is no longer emerging. It's here, and it's the latest move that cements that reality in the biggest way yet. Trump Media Group just linked a massive $6.4 billion deal with Crypto.com, the world's top crypto platform. They're teaming up to scoop up $6.4 billion in Cryo, CRO, the powerhouse token that fuels fast, low, free DeFi staking rewards and real world perks like cash back on your spends to launch. America's first cryo treasury. When it's done with its new company, you will be the biggest cryo holder out there. Want in on the action? Head to crypto.com today and grab some CRO cryo for its crypto great again. And thank you everybody so much for taking advantage of all of these offers. So many awesome things to take advantage of. And also it brings me, we're here wrapping up. And so if you guys have any questions for me, please put your questions in the chat. I would love to take any kind of questions from you guys. Anything at all. Rumble chat is open right now. I can also see X chat. So if you guys have any questions on those platforms, please put them over into the chat. Sometimes the other chat platforms like YouTube and Locals, when you guys push through your chats, I can see them over here as well. Sometimes I can't. It should be like consistent on what I'm able to do over here, but it is not. And so I apologize, guys. I also have to just keep it on that it, who knows what's going to happen. So I'm just weaving over here as things don't work and work all of a sudden, but it's all working out really well. So if you guys have any questions out there, please put them in the chat right now as we are starting to wrap up our podcast. And so it brings me to my second gifted mission scripture, actually gifted to me this morning. And it was just so perfect and beautiful. I had to share it. For Jeremiah 30:17 says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." And thank you, Brother Reggie, for gifting that to me. And sometimes you might be an outcast, or sometimes everybody might be against everything you're doing. But when you have the Lord on your side, then nobody can be against you, and you can finish your work in Him until the day of Jesus Christ. And I just love both of these scriptures. So I hope they bless you today too, as much as they blessed me. And I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for being with me today. Thank you for all of our supporters and sharing our work. And you always can go to my link tree there on the screen, in the description of the videos, in the chat. Head to my link tree for more research for our shop, just more information. Support all of our sponsors over there. Every purchase you guys make supports me. It supports our sponsors, and it supports you. And so it's just a win-win for everyone. And I truly am a believer in small business, free business, natural business. And I'm trying to get myself as rid of all the toxins, supporting these small freedom fighters and all of the natural, beautiful supplements they have. And so I hope you guys are enjoying all those too, as much as I am as well. And it really just feels so good to be able to know that I'm doing better for myself, for my temple, and also for my family. That makes the best thing ever. And I'm just so grateful to you guys. Thank you, each and every single one of you, for being with us today. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast. I'm looking around real quick and just to make sure that there's no questions. Thank you so much, Alex, for reposting our stream over there on X. We see that chat, and I don't see any questions. So we are going to wrap it up for today. Oh, and one announcement for next week. I am going to be starting our podcast a little early next week. I have to do something in the afternoon. I'm not sure on that time, but just keep an eye out for that post and notification of the Rumble video next week on December 14th. We'll be starting a little early. And then also some more future podcasts coming up will be next week. I am going to do holiday recipes because I wanted to give folks enough time to be able to get whatever ingredients that you guys need to get so you guys could take advantage of these recipes for your holiday treats as well. And they're just so beautiful, healthy, nutritious, and just loving. And so you're going to love that. We'll also talk a little bit about genetically modified foods and what's the toxins in the foods and why it's so important that we use good natural ingredients. And then we also have coming up ocean salt and how the salt in the ocean is being polluted also with the plastics in the salt. And we're also going to talk about the ocean acidity as well. And then we'll have one also on the transhuman agenda and what is transhumanism and what is your best defenses against the transhuman agenda and what are some of the only ways that we have to build those antibodies against that. One little clue might have to do with urine therapy. And it looks like we've hit all the other ones that we had. So tick those off and we're just keep moving along. And then I'm also talking we will have some interviews coming up as well. So that'll be really awesome too. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for being a part of the Hidden Knowledge Uncensored community. My brothers and sisters, our friends and family, I really truly am blessed for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much, Donna, for moderating our podcast. And thank you, everyone, for making your purchases and sponsoring all of our sponsors over there in my link tree at Gloria Sharlein. And thank you guys. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed rest of your weekend. And stay healthy and take care of your temple. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. God bless.